She's been on dates, she's met plenty of guys, but your job is you need to become the man that she cannot forget. But you need to become the man that she sat thinking about at 2 a.m. because of how amazing your presence is. In this video, we're gonna cover exactly what you need to be doing in a first date to have the best possible chance of seeing her again, assuming that is your goal, which it 100% is, and the things which you're currently doing which are sabotaging your results. Let's get into it. Now, this process that I'm about to teach you is exactly what I teach to the guys who pay me for coaching. Links in bio. If you want to know more about this, I have a training platform, I have one-to-one coaching, I have live calls. You don't have to do that. You can just watch this video and try and implement it yourself. I even have some free guides and a free school training group somewhere down there in my description. Point number one, never give full disclosure. So women will tell you things like, just be honest, just be open with me. But when you do these things, they become very bored and very quickly because you're telling her everything about yourself. So what do? When you tell her certain things, whether that's you're sharing a story, you're opening up about yourself, you never completely tell her what you think, feel, or what happened. That creates some natural curiosity, which makes her want to ask questions. A lot of the problems that guys have when they come to me for coaching is that they're going on a date, he's doing most of the talking, he's asking all the questions, she's sat there just going yes, maybe, no. It's boring. It's like pulling teeth, right? It's very difficult. You know you've had a good date when she does the most talking and all you're doing is prompting her with statements, observations, maybe the occasional question, assuming it's not some boring how was your day. So how do you actually do this in practicality? Well, you give her little snippets of information. You don't share or give your entire life story, which I've been a victim of, and I've done this before when I've just divulged my entire life and overshared, and it's not fun. And generally you don't hear back from these women because they think, wow, that guy was so intense. Whereas you, in your logical brain, you think, I'll tell her every single thing about me because if she really gets to know me, then she can make her mind up. That's not how women think. First, you create the emotional buy-in or the emotional hook. Then you test out each other. You know, do I like her? Do I like spending time with her? Do we have the same values and vision? Then you make a decision as to whether you date her casually or seriously. You do that. All my dating experience until now when I'm married came from me having multiple situationships where at the same time I had what I call part-time girlfriends, right? Where we're doing boyfriend-girlfriend things without the label. Now you may think, how do you even get into this situation? Well, I have other videos on this, or you can speak to me personally below, but that's how I gained my experience. And trust me, when you know how to start a dating situation, girls will wait around for you whilst you date other girls and sleep with other girls. And girls will actually be okay with this, assuming you know what you're doing. But the issue is guys, because they start things a certain way, they never give themselves a chance to actually date, and then they're stuck with this one woman or none at all. Tip number two, give her a nickname. So this is something I learned unintentionally very early on, and it sounds so silly, and it is, but it works so well. Women are used to hearing their own name. It doesn't really mean much to them at this point, but when you can give her a special nickname which is unique to you and her, suddenly you stand out. And this nickname can be literally anything, okay? I've called women all kinds of names, like even like Big Nip, okay? NIP, guess what that means, right? And yes, I'm teasing her, yes, I'm being a bit mean, but they like it because now you and her have a thing. And when you're texting her, it's like, hey, Big Nip, be ready for this time. You know, when you see her in person, Big Nip, you're looking good today. It's a constant running inside joke, and it makes her feel like you get her, you and her versus the world, and nobody else matters. She needs these small little things, these small little connections that make her think, wow, you know, me and him, we just have this special connection. Not really, okay? You've just given her a nickname. Same for texting, same for dating apps, same for in-person. Tip number three, which is probably one of the most important we're gonna cover today, and this is end your interactions first, whether texting or whether on a date, which we're covering today. You need to be the one who pulls away first, so don't wait for her to end the date. You seem like you are more into her than she is. It's not a good thing. She has to be more into you. It's the only way to maintain a relationship in 2025 and so on, right? This will still apply in 2035, okay, with the way dating is. It's highly competitive, and if she doesn't like you more than you like her, you're not gonna keep her around. So why should you do this? Think of it this way. In England, football or soccer, depending on where you're from, is the biggest sport in the world, okay? And there's a big thing about when a footballer should retire, okay? Now, the footballers who retire at their peak, they are remembered for how amazing they were. Whereas when footballers keep playing and then they become kind of a shell of their former self, we kind of forget how good they were. We don't, but then we remember them as being like slow and not amazing and bad bad and da-da-da. I'm thinking of Wayne Rooney when he kept playing, even though he wasn't that old. He went to the MLS and yeah, he just wasn't that good. I mean, he could still kick a ball, but he was kind of fat, he was lazy, he couldn't run very far. So do you want to be remembered at the peak of her experience? You leave things on a high, or do you want things to taper off and have her last memory of you being something boring, like a boring conversation? Guess which one is more effective? And it's funny because when you pull away first, whether this is over text, you just stop replying, go to bed, don't announce it by the way, just go to bed, or you are on a date and you say, anyway, time's getting on, let's get off now. Often she'll try and convince you to stay, okay? And that's when you have that frame control, which again, I cover in other videos, but imagine a scenario where you're like, come on, let's get off now, time to get the bill, and she's like, no, please stay a bit longer. Think about what position that puts you in. You now can dictate how things go, and you can tease her about this, okay? That's where success in dating comes from. Desire. Point number 4, use your voice like a weapon. So when I'm speaking to you guys now, I am very intentionally staying either neutral or going down in voice, in tonality, because this commands authority. If I was like, hey guys, so point number 1 is you need to do this, I don't sound like I'm an authority. I don't sound like I'm fully confident in the things that I'm saying, because I wouldn't be, right? Look at any confident man. He will control his tone of voice, okay? Same as women. This is a subconscious thing that we pick up on as humans, where when somebody's able to speak down and really manipulate their tone of voice, we either fear them, respect them, or the alternative, which is what I've just mentioned. You need to learn to control the tone of your voice and breathe through your diaphragm. So when I'm breathing now, I am forcing air down my stomach. Now, I have a complete free guide on this, a communication guide in my description, which will teach you how to do this. It's a bit like if you go to the gym, when you do any big lift, you'll brace. So bench press, you're bracing your stomach. When you speak, it's the exact same thing. You need to learn how to do this. And point number 5, do one bold thing on the date. You want her to remember you as a risk taker, as an extremely confident guy who goes after what he wants. This could be grabbing her hand and holding it. This could be having a kiss with her. This could be bringing her in closer, okay? Something, okay, which shows her, I want you and I'm gonna go after this. Not some kind of half-arsed, like, do you wanna hold my hand or do you wanna have a kiss? Don't do that, right? Read the room, time it properly, understand how to escalate efficiently and go for it, okay? She wants a man to do this. There's a lot of kind of debate around cancel culture and men like misinterpreting signals and things like this. That's really bad, obviously, but you as the man, it's your job to learn, when do I make a move? When do I escalate? Because there's a very clear sign or clear signs you should take control and make a move. She does not want somebody to negotiate with. She wants a man who does what he wants and goes after what he wants, okay? Do you think in the bedroom it's hot if you as the man are saying, do you want to turn over? Do you want to do this position? No, she loves it when you're dominant. Do this, do that, okay? But again, you need to be socially calibrated and learn when and how to do this. The link is in the description below if you want some free training. That's also below.